Ryan here with Prudential Pest Solutions, and in this video I'm going to show you how we treated for termites, subterranean termites, around an apartment building in Reading, Pennsylvania. Now, originally we were called out there because one of the tenants had seen what they thought were flying ants coming out from behind the siding, and what it turned out was it was termite reproductives, or swarmers, also known as elates. So in this video I'm going to show you how we treated and kind of go through the process of why we treated the way that we did. So check it out. So for this treatment, because they had active termite swarmers and there wasn't anything like a well or anything that environmentally that we couldn't do this method, we decided to use Termite HE. Now Termite HE is a fipronil-based product. It's also the best product we have available to treat for subterranean termites. So as we can see here, the first step is to prep, and the prep takes the longest time because we have to get at every inch of the foundation around the structure. So you can see here that we made a trench, just 4 inches by 2 inches, and then every 18 inches in the concrete, we drilled through with a 1/2 inch hole. And what that's going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to inject the termiticide, or the Termidor, which is an insecticide built specifically for social insects and termites more specifically. And it's going to allow us to apply that product in such a way that it's going to be at the foundation to kill termites and prevent termites, but also that it's not going to have any impact on kids or puppies or pets or people in general, right? So we're going to inject this into the soil because these termites are subterranean here in Pennsylvania, meaning they're in the ground and they're going to try to work their way up. Now, I haven't showed this in any of our other videos before, but this is actually our Termite Rig here. And what it is a 50-gallon tank connected to a gas-powered engine and a pump and a hose. And you can see that what I'm doing here is I'm actually mixing, I'm using my injection rod just to make sure that everything's mixed up in that tank, because we have to make sure that there's a consistent chemical and a consistent mixture. So for this case here, we're going to see that we're going to add the Termidor, and then we're going to mix it with a certain amount of water. And there's a calculation that we use to do that. It's based on how many linear feet and how big the property is. Once everything's mixed up in the tank, we're going to come out and we're going to apply the product. So you can see here that the first one we're going to do is right into these holes that I made in the concrete slab. And what I'm showing is our flow meter, because we don't just arbitrarily put whatever amount of product we want to at the foundation. It has to be very, very regimented and very precise about what we're doing. So I have a flow meter connected to our sub-slab injector here, which is going to tell me exactly how much product I'm putting into each and every location. And why that's important is because we don't want to put too little, and conversely, we don't want to put too much. We need that Goldilocks zone of just the right amount of product. The other reason why I like the flow meter is because sometimes when you put that injection rod into the ground and you squeeze the trigger, which allows the flow to come into the rod, it'll feel like there's flow going through. But if there's a rock or really, really compacted soil, it can feel like there's product coming out. It can feel like we're doing the treatment, but we're not. So in addition to counting how much volume of liquid we're putting into the ground, it's also verifying to us that we're actually applying the product, right? Instead of just going off of feel. So not every company uses those. Some companies, they'll count in their head and they'll try to calibrate it that way. But you know what? We go with the best products and the best equipment available. And I want to make sure that every house that we treat is treated properly, treated the right way, and we have the exact amount of product that we need to ensure a proper treatment. So we're just going to go through, and like I said, every 18 inches, I'm going to put that rod in there and apply that product. Because when you think about it, you have a concrete slab meeting up with the foundation of the property. In this case, it's an apartment building. But the termites will come right up in between there. So we can't just spray on top. It'll never make it down under there. So that's why we have to drill through the concrete. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how we actually plug those holes up so that there's no visual sight and there's no access to the product. In areas where there's not concrete, we've created that trench and we're going to apply the product. Now what I typically do, what Termite HE is going to say, it's going to say you need to put 2 gallons for every 10 feet. So what I'll typically do is I'll go every foot and I'll put 1/10 of a gallon. All right, that brings us up to 1 total gallon. And then I'll go back through that last 10 feet I just treated and I'll fill it up. All right, it's like a trench fill. And what that's going to do is we've injected deep into the ground and we're going to kill off any termites down there. But any ones that are kind of closer to the surface, well, that's where that trench fill is going to come in. So you can see here, we're just filling the trench up with the last gallon for that 10 feet. then I'm going to kick that soil over, kick those stones over, and then I'm going to apply just a little bit of product to the very top, because what we don't want is, even though the subterranean termites are under the ground, I don't want to create what's called a dirt bridge, where they can just go kind of close to the surface and get to the foundation. So we're going to ensure that we have complete and total foundation coverage by doing it this way. And it's the most effective way to do it. Now, if you're curious, we have some other methods for termite treatments, mostly baiting, but we also have some natural products like Boracare and whatnot, and we have tons of other videos on that. Not every termite treatment is going to be right for every house, but what we're very good at is determining what's the best method for the treatment at your specific house. So you can see the last step here is to plug all the holes, and guess what? Another termite job, all good to go. So whether you have termites, had termites, don't want termites, or simply don't know if you have termites, it's time to call Prudential Pest Solutions at 484-401-4361. We are the skilled company that can look at any wood-destroying insect you have, from carpenter bees and carpenter ants to termites and powder post beetles and everything in the middle. So it's time to protect your home. Time to call the best at Prudential Pest Solutions.